Hey guys, welcome to our channel. It's Tshego. So today I'm answering a question that was actually asked in a rude manner. But why I've decided to answer it is because I figured someone else in the future may ask a similar question, and I just wanted to go ahead and answer it in this one video. So the person wanted to know what I do in the homestead, and they basically talked about grooming. They said Amon looks like he's deteriorating, and I look fresh. And the other thing was, yeah, he's suggesting that he takes care of me and I don't take care of him. Um, yeah. So I think I've been mentioning that we do get help from other people. Um, the thing is that one there are seasons, and the season that we're in is that we have to do the work ourselves. I'm constantly saying to Amon, I can't wait for the day we're able to travel, and even just to have time for creativity. Like, Amon is an artist, and since we've moved here, he has hardly done any art really, and a part of it is that the art market is suffering, but part of it is also that he's become busier than he had anticipated. And I enjoy writing, and actually there's a project I'm working on currently, but it's been on pause for like months now. It's because we both do our own work. And he's often asked me, even when we're in town, that don't I want to get a helper? And I've constantly said no, 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 because I was just being realistic about where we are. Even here, he will say to me, don't you want someone to help you in the house? And as much as I would love to have like time to be able to do other things outside of just housework all the time, I am aware of the season we're in. And also, I tell him that I want help when the house is tiled, painted. Then I can appreciate the help. I don't want someone to come and clean and then it's dusty all over again. And you sort of don't really feel the difference. Yeah, but so he's also in the same place. He's he we will not take a full-time worker at the moment, but when there's extra job, we do hire people to come in. People come in and help us with weeding. They help us with planting. Like, I believe I showed you when he there was a place where the thorn bushes regrew because of the rain, and he had a boys literally weeded out flat. And once that was done, he just gave them beans and said, go ahead and plant this for me. So we have different types of beans. There's ones we've planted together, there's ones that he's given other people. Sometimes he will have me help him, but he will show me what to do, mostly with seeds, not necessarily with seedlings. And and so when we are shooting a video, because we don't have a stand, I'm holding the camera while he's shooting. So even if I'm helping, you won't appreciate that I'm helping because I'm the one holding the phone. Actually, we shoot from a phone. Like this week, friends of ours are building and we've been helping out at the stand, but you still won't appreciate that I'm actually helping, because when we have moments where we're just standing and catching our breath, I'm actually holding the phone and showing you what other people are doing and the progress that's happening. I might have jumped ahead of myself because that video is coming in a little while, in a few weeks. But anyway, so yeah, we help each other. There are times when I'm swamped in the house and he will come and see that I'm overwhelmed and he say, hey, how can I help you? And then there are other times when I see that he's swamped and I help him. And there are days when I can work from morning until evening at 5, and supper, we still have to cook supper after that. And there are days when I will be done by 2 p.m. and I can sit down and actually read a book. But there are days when I want to sit down at 2 p.m. I'll see that he's swamped with what he's doing and I'll help him. So that's that on that front. We've had people, like recently, someone came and dug a hole that we wanted for rubbish. It's been dug for a month now. We still haven't used it because they haven't finished. It was raining at the time, and then it stopped raining and the ground is hard and he can't go further. He was hoping the rain will soak the ground so he can dig more. And since it's on pause, Amon has suggested another way that he can do it is open it wider because, yeah. So, anyway, yeah. So, it's been sitting a month. So, if I wanted to kill Amon with work, I'll say, hey, can you go finish that hole? We had a tree that was, I'm sitting in front of a window. So, this tree was blocking the view from the window I'm sitting in front of. And we saw it grows big like a jacaranda tree, and I saw when it's big it's gonna block this window. So I said, hey, do you think we can move it to the other side where we'll appreciate its shade as well? And and so he had the same boys dig the hole the same day they had come to dig the hole for the rubbish. They dug the hole, they uprooted the tree, dug the hole, put it in the other hole. And so with heavier tasks we tried to alleviate too much pressure. And also you have to understand his background, so people are different. For someone who works in an office, they also don't appreciate people who are hands-on. Like we have friends where the guy works in an office and he's still hands-on at his job, and then when he comes home he's building his car, he's fixing engines, he's always building something in the workshop, and that's how they relax. And Amon is the same. I used to, when we're in town, I would tell him, can you sit down? Can you sit down? Can you take a break? And he will tell me that's how he takes a break. So by me constantly telling him take a break while he's in the garden weeding on a weekend, he'll feel like I'm nagging him. So but there are some times where he's unreasonable with how much he works and he needs to chill out. And there's times I've told him that if you don't take a break, you're going to take it on a sick bed. And that's actually happened. And he's starting to realize that. Because if you put enough stress on your body, you will get sick. And that's happened. And so he's learning to slow down a bit. Um, I've often tried to threaten him, tell him, God rested, you're not wiser than God. So, yeah. And also, if you just understand his background. So, when he was young, he started working when he was young. So, he has a story about when he was going to school in Mziligazi. So, he lived in Riverside. So, he went from Riverside to school in Mziligazi, walks from Mziligazi, come to Kensington. We are 25 Ks from town. Kensington is our next neighbors. Let me just be generous and say he walked 19 Ks coming this way. Then he walks the same going back carrying tomatoes. But in hindsight, when he tells stories like that, he laughs because he realizes it was the folly of youth. I mean, how much profit can we get from tomatoes? It doesn't really balance with that kind of working. They had bought and sold cows, got cheated, had a home improvement business with his friends, and they were basically doing landscaping. So he's always been like hectically busy with his hands, and so he gets like the other time we had a function in town that we are attending, but in the meanwhile he had meant to go to the farm, but he kept on delaying until it got too late to go to the farm, but it was too early to go to the function. So he's like literally walking around the house in circles, and I said, why don't you just sit down and we'll go later, just and then he's like, okay, yeah, I guess I'll relax. But yeah. So that's the first thing. I struggle to get him to slow down myself. And the other reason why he does what he does is passion. So when Amon lived by himself, he kept a garden. When he was at the church, he kept a garden. And even when he was living with friends, he always kept a garden. So if you've seen our videos where we did the onion harvest, and I'll put it in the description box below, um, he used to run the church garden when it was not part of his job description. He started it because he wanted to help people in the church who basically didn't have work, to be able to have something to do with their hands so that they have provision for themselves instead of asking for things all the time, sort of begging basically. And it didn't always work. One, because sometimes there are people who are actually just content to beg, but sometimes people didn't really like gardening. And so what he did was, his idea had been these people would plant a long bed and they could divide it into sections of which vegetables they wanted to plant, and whatever they grew they could either feed their families or they could sell it and then keep the profit for themselves. but people, it wasn't working very well. People were not coming forth. And so he started planting the whole garden and hiring those same people to come and work. And again, some people wouldn't, but others took advantage of it, and they did. And that was how they would provide for their families. And all the profits that he used to make, he it was going back to the church. It was not really his to keep. He just wanted to keep it going to help people. So yeah, so that onion harvest is from that. So it's really a passion. It's like to tell someone to stop doing what they love. It's like, how do you do that? It's kind of hard to slow down people on the things that they're passionate about. And that same passion, so we were content with the small garden at the back, but the more he was growing things, the more excited he was about making it bigger. And I would keep telling him that when the rain is gone, we will not be able to support the garden. And now the rain has been gone for a month, and there are things that he waters, but most of it he has just kind of let go. Yeah, as well, when you're a farmer, it's a thing of faith. Farmers always wish that they could control the weather. It's a thing of faith, but now when you are buying water, that is supposed to be for household, if you then now use it, then now it's finished, and it's like it's not practical to constantly be refilling the JoJo tank to water vegetables. Otherwise, those veggies will be very expensive veggies. But yeah, he's just kind of let it go. It hasn't died yet. Things are still green, but things are not happy. But it's because of passion that makes him keep going, even when practically it shouldn't be. So what was the other issue? The other issue is grooming. Realistically, if you are going to watch a homesteading video, the person is doing manual labor and they are sweating and they're getting dirty in the garden. So he doesn't jump in the morning, take a shower before he goes to the garden. He showers when he finishes his work at the end of the day, whether it means he finishes in the afternoon or whether it means that he finishes in the evening. And me, obviously, I work in the house, so obviously I don't get as dirty as Amon, and that's why you might feel like I look fresher. But actually, if I do shoot in the video in the morning, most times we shoot in the morning. I will literally just look, because I'm looking at the screen. I will see if I have eye boogers, and if I do, I will remove them and I will shoot the video. But we've just decided that for us, YouTube is going to work. It has to fit in with our life. Like, I don't sit down honestly and create content. I know that there are YouTubers who plan content. I don't do that because homesteading is our daily life, and I shoot videos as we go about our day. And parts of that day we are dirty, parts of that day we are clean. We don't have power, so we don't shoot in the evening. So you you most probably will only see us looking clean when we go to town. So that's that on grooming. I feel like I'm missing something else. But yeah, I think in a normal family, different members of the family have different roles, and partnership doesn't mean you're doing exactly the same thing. If we are both in the house, the garden suffers. If we're both in the garden, the house suffers. And so I'm mainly in the house. He helps me when I need help, and mostly it will just be from him seeing, and he's like, let me help you with that. And sometimes it's just as simple as making a bed for me, or while I'm cleaning this section of the house, he'll be in the bedroom and try to clean the bedroom for me. And there are days where I see as well his main work is outside. Even though my main work is not outside, I will see he's swamped. I will try to weed so that he doesn't have to worry about that. I don't do too many of the technical gardening because I'm not really good at that. But what's simple and straightforward, I will help him with. Are things like watering and throwing in a seed in the ground. There are days when I saw that he was digging and he was tired, and I helped him to dig the holes. And because I will be saying, listen, this work can wait for tomorrow. And he will be saying, we want to take advantage of the rain. And yeah, so I don't know if that answers the village. I'm a village girl. I don't know if that answers the question. And yeah. So if it doesn't answer the question, then I don't know what else to say, but that's pretty much it. Yeah. Thank you for putting up with me and watching this video. Until next time, bye.